the Caveman!
Woman ends up in A&E after first spin class.
Spin class.
Spin class, you know what spin class?
To me, okay, my perspective is just some very high cardio kind of like training.
Yeah, like the spin cycle, that one.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so you know what happened to her? So basically, right, so what happened was that she was doing the spin.
Mm-hmm.
After the spin, right, it was very tired because there's a lot of legs work, right? Then she go home. She thought she was just very sore the next day.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, after a few days, right, then she realized that the pain is like very unbearable. And then her pee become brown color.
Huh? Pee become brown color?
So turns out that she have this condition known as rhabdomyolysis.
What's that?
So it basically refers to rhabdomyolysis. Okay, according to definition, okay, is when your damaged skeletal muscle breaks down rapidly, often due to high intensity exercise over a short period. So symptoms may include muscle pain, weakness, vomiting, and confusion. There may be tea-colored urine or an irregular heartbeat. So basically, you work out so much, the muscle breaks down. Then after that, the broken down muscle, then I think go inside your urine or something. That's why your urine becomes brown color. Scary, right?
Yeah, I mean no shit. One day you pee and your pee is brown color.
Right. And this one you can die on.
Wow.
Yeah, you can die on. I was looking at this condition, right? This rhabdo, we call it rhabdo for short, okay?
Okay.
And then I found out that actually is most of the time is very correlated to people who are going to spin class. Right?
Why is this?
Right.
Okay.
Why, right? So I was very curious. And then on top of that, right, in recent years, right, actually they reported that the number of cases of this rhabdo increased.
And most of the causes are due to spin
Correlated
classes.
to spin class. So why?
Okay.
Why is it spin class? Is it spin class is bad? Okay, honestly, right, I never go to spin class before.
Mm-hmm.
The most I did was maybe cycle to East Coast Park and come back.
Okay.
But what I would think maybe why this is the case, right, is because you just sit in an air-conditioned environment and you just cycle, right? And then got music some more. Then you don't know your own limit also. So you just keep going, right? Then you realize you didn't even know that you're super tired already, but you just keep going. Then that's your push. You push yourself beyond your limit, right? And especially if you never work out regularly, right? You're not acclimatized to the intensity, right? Then you just one shot go chung. Then you that's why you kena this all.
I think another aspect would be about the mental, because right, it's done as a group.
Yeah.
And basically, like doing groups, right? You don't want to be like
The last one, right? The one that's successful, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
basically,
yeah.
you kind of like follow the pack,
Yeah.
And also, I agree with what you said. I think for most people who don't exercise, right, I think that the first thing they'll think about like getting fit is to go for spin class.
Right.
Right. I think it's just like a trend now, I guess.
Right.
Like, correct.
Yeah.
So I think, and then basically they didn't know like spin class can be of like this intensity, and then basically their body's not ready.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that spin class is easy, but actually it's not. It makes it look easy, right? But it's not. It's not super easy.
I guess so. I mean, like basically, if you want to market your program, right, you will tell you basically I believe what it says, right, that anybody can join. What I mean, like for people who don't exercise and they go and exercise, they wouldn't know their limit. Right? So I guess you can't really blame them. I guess.
So
Yeah.
does this mean that all spin classes are bad?
I wouldn't say that it is bad. I would say that maybe spin classes they are created for good intention. Basically, if you really want to lose weight or the cardio, most probably they can like make you lose weight and gain like a bit of strength.
Yeah. Spin class is a good alternative because it's like it's air conditioned, right? If you want to do cardio, like versus running out in the sun versus you do in aircon, which I feel more comfortable. Of course, the spin class feel more comfortable, right?
No, actually, I'll think the aspect is like the spin class also gives like the music. I heard like the vibes are really good. So basically, it's like rather than just running, even in the gym, right? When you run in a treadmill in air condition for 30 minutes straight, it's like very like dull experience. You just have to
but
keep
spin class
running.
you with like friends.
Yeah, correct. And then there's
together.
music and there's vibe, and then there'll be the instructor who's like so hype and like whoa, let's go.
Then do you think it's like the instructor's responsibility to take care of like the students? In all those cases of like the rhabdo, all those, right? Do you think it's the instructor's negligence also?
I think for most of the exercises, right, I believe that if they were to sign up, right, they will have like some acknowledgement form,
Like
right?
a disclaimer, something
Yes,
like
correct.
that.
Yes, correct. Because to be honest, right, it's kind of unfair for an instructor. The instructor is there to just conduct the exercise. Of course, like the instructor has like some responsibility in taking care of you. But if like, for example, like her, right, like the effects are after. It's almost impossible for an instructor to be like, oh, I know that you have this, right? I mean, some people could look frail.
But it should be like, don't you think that it's also like the instructor's responsibility to like assess each person individually? Like let's say after one song, right, then you ask everybody, is everybody okay? Or like check in on each person. Then you see if somebody like not doing well already, then you ask them to stop.
Okay, I think what you say makes sense, but I don't think it will be the instructor role. It should be another person aside from the instructor, because imagine like in a soccer game, right? When you play, right, and basically every time, right, you have like a stop or pause. Okay. It'll be very annoying, right, for anybody who is doing the thing, especially for people who like they are ready and like they can do the thing, and it's not supposed to have pauses. Then you make it like very awkward, you know, and like people will feel very annoyed, like why keep stopping? Why keep asking? So I think maybe for you, I think your opinion is right, but maybe another person to just like maybe a safety IC, you know, like in NS.
Right.
So basically like the person who will look out.
Safety IC.
Yeah, safety IC. Why you laugh? Yeah.
Actually, safety IC in army like useless one, I feel.
I mean, if you apply this logic, by right, this safety IC is supposed to look out. Yeah. But even for a safety IC, like from the story, right, the person only felt uncomfortable like days after.
Yeah.
Right? So like for this kind of case, the person was doing fine, what? Right? Right? The person also don't know. That's the thing. So it's, I would say it's not fair.
So you're on the camp that says that the instructor shouldn't be like held responsible. It should be like the individual's responsibility to know.
Yes, unless right the person who used the equipment incorrectly, an instructor saw, he didn't correct. Yes, correct. Then I would think that this is definitely the instructor's fault.
How can you cycle wrongly? That doesn't make sense.
I mean that's why lah. I mean you can't assume that everybody is smart, you know, or maybe people are like tired and then they cannot think straight. So if the instructor see, I believe the instructor should say lah.
Yeah.
If not, it's really really dumb lah. Like I will just blame the instructor. It's really the instructor's fault. But for your story, right, I don't think it's the instructor's fault. Like what can the instructor do? Like basically, if he were to do this, right, then he must well do health checkup for everybody first.
That's true.
Right, and basically that'll be very very expensive. But then basically the entry level to this kind of program will be very difficult, and basically the whole program itself will collapse. What?
But actually, going back to the spin class, just now you said earlier that because everybody cycling together, right, then you have like sort of like a peer pressure to continue. Is that actually bad? Whose fault is that? Is that like the program's fault itself that kind of forces everybody to keep going? Or like the individual's fault, like they just succumb to the peer pressure. But what if actually, right, everybody didn't want to continue, but because they see everybody else continuing, right, that's why they continue. You know what I mean? What if one person just says, I don't want already, right? Then everybody also say don't want. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, can I just, because I didn't really go to any spin class, so can I get this right? So I thought like a spin class usually you book for a session, and maybe that session is like 45 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So like technically it's supposed to be a 45-minute workout, right? Just full workout. They can't ask for more, right? Because they can't extend that booking, right?
I don't know, yeah.
So if that like extra thing is part of the structure, right?
Extra thing meaning what?
Like maybe like everybody don't want to continue already, but then like they still want to continue. Is that like are you referring to that as like over?
No. I'm saying like within that 45 minutes time slot, right? Like because 45 minutes you can play multiple songs, one song like 3 minutes, right? So if 45 minutes is like 20 plus songs, 10 at least 10 songs. Okay. Right, at least 10 songs, right? What if like let's say we two are doing, right? Then I the 5th song I tired already. I don't want to continue already. But it's still within that 45-minute time slot that I signed up for lah. Right, but I don't want to continue already. But I see you wanting to go, right? Then you peer pressure me into continuing. Right?
Okay.
So whose fault is it? Right?
Okay, if I think about this, right, I would think it's the individual's fault lah. Yeah, because right.
I also think so lah.
Because I paid for the program, right, and I can continue. And because you cannot continue, so you want me to stop. Then it's just inconveniencing me and wasting my money, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the individual, I mean, like, I believe should be an adult. So, like, he or she should be able to think for him or herself, right? if your body cannot, then you just sit out lah.
Yeah, lor.
Why you scared of like being a loser like or like something? Cause I guess maybe like when we were kids, we don't understand. We were like, oh, laugh at the person. But maybe now we are an adult, you can think that, oh, maybe that guy cannot take it.
No,
he just need a
because
break.
Singapore itself is very kiasu ma. Right, we scared to lose. So that's why, right, even when adult also, you don't want to be the weak one. Right, but I'm pretty sure, right, I never go spin class before, but I'm pretty sure there's also like a beginner, intermediate and advanced spin class also ma. Right, cannot be every spin class is, I don't know, I'm just speculating, but I'm pretty sure lah, not every spin class is like 45 minutes long. There has to be like shorter durations that's catered to like beginners.
I guess, yeah.
Then there has to be like music that is not so fast also. Right? That is for beginners, right?
Yes.
So that's why I agree with you that it's not the spin class problem. I think it's the individual problem, right?
Yes, correct.
If you're new to it, then just go to the new one. Don't just freaking go into the deep pool and just try to swim like that.
Yes, correct.
Right. I think the main takeaway that I wanted to say was that you need to assess your own capabilities.
Well, it's actually a hard question because it's kind of like difficult to know your limits, especially for like the story that you say, right?
Yeah.
Because the person doesn't exercise regularly, so is it a she?
She.
So basically, she won't know her limit. Right. So I guess maybe it's not really like her fault, but at the same time it's also her fault.
Right.
Because she
That's
knows.
why which is a complicated thing, right?
Yes, correct. Because she won't know her limit because she don't exercise regularly. And then she also shouldn't push herself so much since she never really exercise, right?
No, but I agree with what you say, but what I'm saying is that just because she never exercise regularly, she should already go for the beginner one.
Also, she didn't go for the beginner.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But she should go for the beginner one. That's the first thing I would say, if to prevent yourself from overworking, go to the beginner one first.
Okay.
Right? If you're okay with the beginner one, then you progress to even harder ones. You don't straight away just go to the hard one. Or like
No, actually, I disagree. You shouldn't because of like one session you think you're okay, then you go for correct.
Go for multiple one first.
Yes, correct, and see how your body reacts. If not, right, you might end up in the same issue, right? In which that she thinks it's okay until like at the end then she's not okay. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So back to the original question, right? So what I would think, right? Maybe you should just do a workout that is comfortable first, that you won't feel so shagged, and I think that you should have another person to look out after you.
Somebody that knows you well lah.
Yes, correct. Or someone who knows better lah. Who's like more fitter or like he's been exercising regularly and doing that particular like sport to look out for you.
Right.
And basically don't do something that is like too shag. Just do a few sessions first and see how your body reacts. Don't straight away choose like hell difficulty, you know.
Yeah.
So I guess with this, then you will be less likely to get injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you know your own self, right, like you have like health issues in the first place, right, then you better get checked out. Ask the doctor. Yeah. I'm not a doctor, so I think ask the doctor better lah, you know. Yeah, doctor should know better.
If you want to try a new thing, choose something that gives you in your mind, right, 50% intensity. Because usually most people cannot self-evaluate themselves, right? But if I tell you 50% intensity, most likely you wouldn't go for 100%. You know what I'm trying to say?
But how you know 50% intensity though?
You don't. That's why. But I know. But what I know is that your 50% is definitely not your 100%.
So
it's naturally you're doing less already. You're below your limit already.
Wait, it's basically ideology is something like instead of like, for example, I have $100, right? I don't aim to spend $100.
You spend 50, yes.
Yes, I spend 50.
Correct. That's a good analogy. Yes.
Okay.
So even though you may not know what $50 is, you know it's definitely not $100.
Okay.
So that's how you prevent yourself from overworking yourself.
Okay.
Big brain.